Hey everyone, and welcome to Chat It Up. My name's Brooke, and welcome all. Sorry there hasn't been a video out. Like I promised last week, things have been chaotic and there's been other shit going on. But yeah, no, let's get into the episode. So today, I'm going to do a bit of a recap what's going on, and I'm going to get into today's episode. It's going to be about relationships. So what's been happening has been a lot going on over the last few weeks since I last talked to you. So you can probably see I changed my hair colour. I've gone this colour now. But I've been dealing with some other personal stuff lately. I've been trying to work out some other stuff for work and that. I've been dealing with all that, but more later on with that. But no. Had Speedway the other night. It was great. So yeah, it was a good night. No. If you want to follow more on, my TikTok and other socials will be linked below in my bio or in the description. Okay, let's get on to the episode. Relationships. I have been in plenty of relationships in my lifetime. Good, bad, fucking horrendous. Do not mind my swearing. It is. I have been in some shitty relationships. I've been in some more right relationships. But I think one thing I've learned is some men are just crap. I think one life lessons I've learned is do not give them multiple chances over and over again. I was giving some guys over and over again chances, and I shouldn't have. I should have been, once they fucked up, they should have been gone. And I keep giving them chances. It should have not happened. But I am that person to give people multiple chances. Yeah. I'm mainly going to talk about today, because on my social media is mainly on TikTok, I recently talked about me being in multiple DV relationships over the years. This is going to say when this is what I'm going to say. This is a trigger warning in this episode where I'm going to talk about multiple things. About suicide, mental health issues mainly, SA, and other shit. So if you feel like you get triggered, maybe this is not the episode to watch. I decided to put a trigger warning out because this episode's going to dive deep into what I went through and what I do not want to see any other woman, man, because it can happen to men also. I know multiple of my guy friends have gone through deep relationships also. So yeah, I know. I've met some doozies in relationships. I had doozies of relationships. And I will admit some of them have been my fault. Because of my BPD have got in my way. So if you guys, new listeners and that don't know, I have borderline personality disorder, I have bipolar disorder, I have PTSD, anxiety, I have the full works. And sometimes shit gets in the way. And I can split quite a bit if I'm getting triggered or I'm getting pissed off, and sometimes I have those days. I have not really met a guy who can understand that. And my last few exes knew how to manipulate me and knew how to get around this and knew how to manipulate the situation. People who know me know who I'm talking about, and they might know who these exes of mine might know who I am talking about, and who might know that I'm talking about them. Especially one of them, because I know he stalks my shit, and I'm having troubles with him. But that's another day video. That's another day episode when I can talk about that, because at the moment I can't, and I wish I could. But I've been advised against my lawyer not to talk about it at this time. But no. Like I said in my TikTok video, I have been essayed, I have been sworn at, I've been hit, I've been cheated on, I've been lied to, I've been manipulated. I've been told multiple fucking things before. They've used my conditions against me, saying that I'm crazy. Which I just say to them, there's nothing fucking new. I know I'm batshit crazy. But no. I think also one thing I've also learnt over the last few years is community. And I've also started revisiting my faith. My family is Catholic. Or my mum's side is. And I started revisiting my faith. And started bringing God back into my life. And I started realising maybe I do need God back in my life. Before I used to fucking go, oh, I don't give a fuck. But sometimes you do need God to guide you. And ever since I had to bring God back in my life, I've seen an improvement. And I have seen improvement with my therapist. My therapist has seen an improvement. But yeah, no. I think one of the worst times I was in was when I was seeing this guy who I'd been on and off with for ages. And I had given him another chance. And I wish I'd not given him another chance. And that was the last straw for me. I ended up ending there. After I had surgery, I ended the relationship with him. I was like, it took all the strength in me to literally say to him, I'm done. I'm done with everything. Because after going on and off for years and trying everything to make everything work and trying to fix things and trying to get along with everyone, it just didn't work anymore. So I made that executive decision. I wasn't happy anymore in the relationship, so I ended things. Yes, he was pissed at me because he was like, oh, but everything's going good. I'm like, no, it wasn't. I said to him, have you not seen the signs? Haven't want to come and see you. Don't want to be around you. Well, I'm not happy in this relationship. I said I was done. I checked out of the relationship ages ago. I was like, I was not happy. And all my friends could see it. They were like, you're not happy anymore, hun. Like, why don't you leave? I said, I don't know how to. I said, I depended on this man for fucking years. And I didn't know what else to do. And I am grateful for what we've had. And yes, we still talk. And it did take a while for me and him to talk again. But it took ages. Because I didn't want to let him back in my life. Because I thought when we broke up, I thought, I'm done. I don't want him in my life. But then after a while, I thought, okay, maybe the friends thing can work. Sometimes I do question it. Because I am sometimes afraid that I will let him back in my life as a lover. But I need to stand my ground and go, no. That relationship put a toll on me, mentally and emotionally. That fucked with my head, that relationship. It wasn't all bad. We had good times. But at the beginning, that first few years, that really fucked with me. And it didn't help that we were both going through things. But yeah, no. And then my relationship after him, my recent relationship, that I can't really talk much about, was probably not my worst, but it's up there. I thought I had met someone who I was going to marry, who I thought I was going to love forever. No. That I wish I had taken the... One thing I had wished, and I even said this to one of my sisters the other day, I wish I'd taken their advice. And not even dating the guy. Didn't even date him. Because that relationship real fucked with me. Mentally, emotionally. I wish I had never met him. Because I don't think I'd be in this position right now, where I'm fucking around with courts and lawyers. I wish I could literally turn back the clock and never meet this motherfucker. Because of how much he's put me through. Yeah, we had good times, me and him. But towards the end of it, I should have seen it. I should have seen the manipulation. I should have seen a lot of things. And then after the relationship ended, all the things came out of the woodwork. I find out he lied, he cheated. He did a lot of things. I found out a lot of shit. And then he had the audacity, when I wanted to start dating again, ruin 2 potential relationships. And it real pissed me off. And he's still trying to do shit now. Like I said, I can't say much because it's going through lawyers. But once everything's sorted and I can talk about it, I'm talking about it. I'm fucking talking about it. Because I'm fucking sick and tired of shit. I do not want to have to hide in my house. I can't go out much. Because I feel like I'm going to get fucking jumped or I'm going to get fucking verbally attacked by him or one of his mates. It's ridiculous. But no. My worst ever relationship would probably be a few years back. In between my on and off relationship with the guy I was talking about before that one. I was dating him long distance. And I was meant to move in with him. And thank God I didn't. Because as soon as because I went to go and visit him. And he was physically, mentally, fucking everything abusive to me. No. I was like, no, I do not deserve any other shit. It was, no. I met some crazies. I've had to go to court at least twice now because of exes, and now it looks like this will be a third. I've literally fucking done. I thought I was done with relationships at one point. I literally said to my sister when me and my recent ex broke up, I said to her, I think I'm really done with relationships at this point. I'm sick and tired of this happening. It wasn't until I met this guy who I'm talking to at the moment, which I'm not going to say much about because we are deciding to keep things quite private. Like, I've said a wee bit on my TikTok about him, but we're trying to keep things private. But with my social life and that, I don't think so. Well, we're not official, but yeah, no. Yeah, me and him, we've been talking now for a few weeks, and he seems really decent. He is a really nice guy, and I love him. I do. I love him to bits. And, like, he's such a nice, caring guy. Like, even he said to me the other night, he was like to me, he hates seeing me stressed because everything. He's really helped me with some stuff that's going on. He hates that this shit's happening. He said it shouldn't be happening. Some of my ex's mates have come up to me and said this is not on. Because they agree with me. It should have ended ages ago, this shit. And it should have not been continued. But he's continuing it. But yeah, no. I've had enough. And I think I should stop. But yeah, no. I think one piece of advice I've got for everyone is background checks on who you're dating. I started doing background checks on people after my recent ex. Well, I kind of started doing background checks on my one I was on off and on for years with. I did a bit of background check on him, but I didn't do it really extensive. Yeah, it wasn't really till after this recent one I started doing more background checks on him, on these guys I was talking to, because I couldn't trust them anymore with everything that happened. And if for you guys are not in New Zealand, you can actually go down to your local police station and request a background check actually for any DV shit. I didn't realise that until one of my friends taught me. Also, you can find a lot online. I found out that's how I found out my recent ex was cheating on me. That he had a Tinder and a Hinge. And he tried denying it, saying they're old accounts. I was like, really? Really? Yeah. I was a bit like, okay. Apparently, there's a lot for me to find. I no doubt I'm going to find out more. And I'm just like, I don't want to find out anything more. I'm not looking forward to it. But no. Another thing also I've learned is trust your instincts and trust your friends. If your friends get a bad vibe from them, trust them. I wish I had listened to a lot of my friends and family ages ago, especially my sisters. My sisters got a bad vibe from my recent ex. They got a bad vibe straight away, they said to me. And I didn't listen. I said, no, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm a person to give people chances. I wish I never gave him a chance. I wouldn't be going through all this pain. I wouldn't be. But no. It is what it is. It's happened. What's happened has happened, and I can't turn back the clock. I do wish all my exes the best, no matter what's happened between all of us. But they've done a lot of damage. A lot of psychological damage. Some of my exes I'm on good terms with. Like, there's a few I talk to. One in particular I have a good relationship with. More, that's all right. And there's a few others that talk to me every now and then. Just checking how I am and that. Because we ended on that kind of semi-good terms because we knew nothing was going to work out between us. So we're like, okay. But no. I think my main objective to get out and with the podcast and that, and trying to get out with all you guys, is trust your instincts, trust your friends and family. If they don't like them, there's a reason why. And if you think your friends and family just being dicks about things and they're like, oh, we don't like them, if they've got a good reason, they've probably got a good reason for a good fucking reason. But yeah, no. I've learnt that things happen for a reason. And I do believe that the guy I'm talking to came in my life for a reason. Because he was unexpected. I was not looking for a relationship at the time. I'm not looking for anything, I wasn't. And he just came and pretty much was like, hey. And we started talking. But no. But no. Relationships are tricky. And when you go through as many as I've gone through, you start to realise that you don't want too many. For all you ones that are just starting out, you do not want too many relationships. It gets messy. Because after a while, if you dated a few times, then you're like, yeah. And yes, I'm only 22, and yes, I've got a long way to go. And yes, I don't need to settle yet. But you don't know who's going to come along your ways. And I do believe the one I'm talking to has come into my life for a reason. Yeah, we may not date. We may not, and we may just stay friends. But I do believe he's come into my life for a reason. I do believe every single person comes into your life for a reason. Either it's a lesson or it's fate. But yeah, no. But anyway, that's all for today. Next episode, we'll probably be talking about friendships, which will be a real interesting one because I've got a lot to tell you. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.